So this is Drew and Jackie, one of the ministry couples in our congregation. And I thank you guys for helping us out with this little video attempt this evening.
No problem.
So glad you guys are here. Just to get started, tell me, how long have you been married?
We've been married for 8 years.
8 years. I like to look at each other to check and confirm. That's really good.
Good to make sure.
All right, 8 years. So I'm going to ask you, Jackie, would you say that the two of you are still in love?
Yes, very much so.
Very much so. Drew, you're on
I got
camera.
to second that with a very much so as well, Pastor.
All right. And so here's a follow-up question. How do you know that you're still in love?
Well, one of the biggest things for me is we still make each other laugh.
Okay.
She cracks me up.
Yeah.
All my concerns are her concerns.
Okay.
Never have to question that. Best friends, I guess, is how you would describe it.
Okay. How about for you, Jackie?
I would say, yeah, he definitely still makes me laugh, makes me smile. And for me, I guess the biggest thing is he still gives me that like happy, nervous butterflies in the stomach when I know he's about to be home for work. I'm like, like making sure the house looks good, making sure everything's good. Like, okay, we're good. And I just get that kind of like, I don't know, that anxious feeling.
Awesome. Very nice. And participating in your arms, who is with you today?
This is Kyla.
This is Kyla. Making herself known.
That's right.
And Kyla is your only child?
No.
No.
No, we have 4 others, so 5 total.
Their names are?
Malachi is the oldest, then Silas,
Mm-hmm.
then Araya, our oldest girl, and then Camille, and then Kyla.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. So let's start with you in this. Drew, tell me about your responsibility towards your wife. You guys are still in love. What responsibilities do you feel like you commit to her?
Yeah. I commit to listen to and provide for her needs. So whether that's financial, emotional, physical, I make sure that I'm there, being present. We have set goals and plans in our life, and I want to make sure that everything that I do is in pursuit of those goals, and that nothing that I do, no decision that I make is in opposition to that. So I commit my actions.
Okay. How about you, Jackie? If you thought about responsibilities to communicate your love to Drew?
I'd say for me, definitely just to love them unconditionally, because you know how it is when you're married.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't always like them, but you gotta love them.
All right.
And to support him to my best ability, in everything that he does. Just to be there.
Okay.
Whatever he needs.
All right. So as parents of 5 children, let's talk about your responsibilities. First of all, do you love these children?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's talk about your responsibilities toward them. How does that look in the day-to-day? So tomorrow, your responsibilities, Jackie, towards your children, what's that going to look like?
Making sure they have something to eat, clothes to wear, shelter, making sure they get to school, and they get to picked up from school, and making sure that each one of them feels love and attention and important, special.
All right. Anything to add to that, Drew, and your responsibilities to your children?
No, absolutely. I think she hit it on the head. Just working through issues, situations, making sure that we talk through things, just being that sense of stability in their lives. And so, yeah.
All right. Being present even.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, thank you for explaining to us how your love is expressed to one another and to your children through your responsibilities. Now, thanks for giving me your time.
No problem, Pastor. Anytime.
Awesome. Well, what would we think of this couple if they didn't show responsibilities toward one another? How would we consider their spoken love if they didn't responsibly clothe and feed their children? I think the answer seems fairly obvious. When there's genuine love, we expect responsibility, because we know that love is a verb. And the disciples of Jesus Christ are expected to know this also. John wrote, "We know what real love is because Jesus gave up his life for us." So we also ought to give up our lives for our brothers and sisters. If someone has enough money to live well and sees a brother or sister in need but shows no compassion, how can God's love be in that person? Dear children, let's not merely say that we love each other. Let us show the truth by our actions. Victorious disciples do more than talk, they act. They know love is a verb. And this is just one of many references from John that notes a disciple's responsibility to other disciples. If we explore the topic fully, we find that victorious disciples aren't lone wolves by themselves. Rather, they are responsibly connected to other disciples. Victorious disciples surrender to the Lord's people. They accept the responsibility for one another, and they act upon that surrender. So what about you? In what ways are you surrendered to the Lord's people? How do you act on that week by week? Or perhaps this, in what way do you need to change your actions to show that responsibility? I pray that you'll give it some thought, and then you'll show the truth by your actions. These music team members sing and play at home. They practice and prepare long before they get together for practices such as this. So we ask, why come together? If each has already practiced and already prepared, why gather at the same place at the same time to sing and play the same song? Alone, each might think her part is fine, but exposing talents to the group refines skills. Sharpening flats, flattening sharps. Each participant is coached by another and the director. In the group, their timing is refined, their volume is balanced, encouragement is shared. All these things happen because the various individuals surrender accountability to the rest. Accountability to the group makes the individual better. You know, we live in a day when many people talk about Jesus as their personal Savior. And certainly we enjoy a special one-on-one relationship with Jesus Christ. But that special relationship doesn't erase our need for one another. Just as individual musicians and singers improve as they're accountable to other musicians and singers, so are disciples. Alone, I might believe I'm doing fine. But when I surrender to the Lord's people, I make myself accountable to the Christian principles. As Proverbs records, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Yeah, ironing, sharpening iron means some clanging and some sparks now and then. But sharp is better than dull. And disciples who surrender accountability to the Lord's people are victorious disciples. How about you? In what ways have you surrendered accountability to the Lord's people? In what ways should you? And how would you get better?